Lisa Boucher.
I hope you don't mind that I took my shoes off. I have these really cute boots I wore tonight with a really tiny pinpoint of a heel. If you haven't looked up here, there's these little cracks between the platform. So that's why I don't have shoes on, so forgive me. Thank you so much, Kim and Debbie, for inviting me tonight. I was so honored when they asked. Just very near and dear to my heart. I've been to this event before, and it's wonderful. So thank you. We are going to do a little bit of movement near the end. You're going to get to do something fun. But you all have a 3x5 card on your table. There's one for each of you. I want you to pull it out, and we're going to write a couple things on it quick. And then we're going to go back to it. So on one side, I want you to write the words, "How dare you touch?" Okay? So on one side, it's, "How dare you touch?" And we're going to finish that sentence, but for right now, I want you to write, "How dare you touch?" Then I want you to turn the card over, and on the other side, in the spirit of tonight, I want you to write, "I deserve to win." I deserve to win. And it's going to make more sense when we get to the end. Because when I first started Taekwondo, it was a ladies' self-defense class, and I told the instructor, I might not win, but they'll regret they chose me. But today, I believe I will win. If you get angry enough, you will win, okay? So that's what I want you to remember. So we're going to go back to that. What I want to start with tonight, before we do any movement, though, is the most important thing I can teach you in self-defense is to not have to use it. My hope is I never have to defend myself in life, right? Because that means that I've been put in a position that I don't want to be in. And that's where I would rather keep you guys out of. So I want to talk about awareness. And the biggest one you have in your body is women's intuition. How many of you have ever had that moment where you went, man, something's not right? Listen to it. My mother gets mad when I tell this statement. Please don't worry about being rude to people. Most of you probably noticed I'm a pretty friendly and happy person when you met me tonight wandering around. But don't be afraid to be rude to people. Even something as simple as, what time is it? I'm sorry, I gotta go. I gotta keep walking. I don't know if that person really wants the time or they want to grab me. Right? When I used to go to college, I took ladies' self-defense to begin with. I was going to college at night alone, and I would get stopped off when you got a cigarette, you got a lighter. What time is it? And I would keep walking. And was I being rude? Probably in most of those instances, but I was being safe. So don't ever worry about being rude. You all have your cell phones tonight, Debbie asked. How many of you walk around like this? How many walk around like that? Anybody? Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. If you are a runner and you wear earphones in both ears, you can't hear a thing around you. Please stop doing that too. I worry so much about women when I see them do that. How many of you go to the grocery store and 100 yards out you click to unlock your car? You just told them where your car is parked. Right? Little things we don't think of. Just little things we don't think of in the world. So when I watched a girl in Hanford one night, she was still at the register. Click to unlock her van. Why does she need to unlock while she's still at the register? Why did you bother to lock it on the way in? Right? Just little things I want you to think about as awareness. Scan your area when you come in. You'll notice I'm sitting all the way over there. This is from years of training, after 21 years. I'm sitting over in that corner so I can see every exit and who comes in and out. Paranoid, maybe. We go to restaurants and that's how I sit. It's just little things in my head that we teach over and over and over is awareness. Pay attention. If you're going out with children, it only takes seconds for a child to disappear. Make sure you do know what they're wearing, or that they're with you. There's a game that you can teach your kids to play to pay attention to people around them. Hey, what did you see while we were in the grocery store? And quiz them to start teaching them how to be aware of things around them. Okay, so awareness is one of the most important things you need to know about. Boundaries. How many of you go to the grocery store and get mad when that person behind you gets too close? You should be able to do this. This is is what we teach the kids in self-defense. You should be able to do this without touching each other. That's my bubble. Nobody can grab me inside this bubble. That's where I want to be. Okay? So boundaries. Boundaries are also not just physical. There's emotional and mental boundaries that we don't want to let people cross. The average woman who is attacked is by somebody she knows. Those random attacks, those random, really are few and far between. It's typically somebody she knows, that she trusted, that she let inside her bubble in some fashion. Okay? So think about that, boundaries. So we call this like the ABCs of self-defense. Awareness, boundaries, communication, and then we're going to do some defense. I want to talk about the communication piece too. I just told you not to worry about being rude. How many of us were raised as girls? Be nice, just be nice. Say nice things to people or don't say anything. This is where my mom yells at me too, just so you know. When I was in college, I worked in food service. And there was a man that worked with me. And it was constant every night. Come on out with us. Let's go on a date. Let's hang out together. I'm like, look, I'm seeing a guy. I'm not interested. I don't want to go on a date. No, just hang out as friends. Come on, come out with us. And he was relentless and he would never stop. And so finally one day I got mad. Because I was saying no and he was choosing not to hear no matter how I said it. And right, no is no matter how we say it in this world. Everybody agree? No is no, right? So I got mad at him one night and I yelled at him. And my coworkers were like, what is happening? And I literally was screaming at him, I don't want to be friends with you. I'm not going on a date with you. I'm not hanging out with you. I don't even want to have to work with you, but I don't have a choice. Leave me alone. Stop talking to me. About 2 weeks later, he got arrested for stalking somebody else on campus. Now, if I had continued to be nice, who would have been in that position, right? So you don't always have to be nice to people. Yes, when you're out and about, you should smile and say hi to people. I don't want you to go home thinking I'm telling you never to be nice to people. There's a few people in the room that know me that think I'm nice, I hope. Yeah. But I want you to seriously think about it. A couple of people have said to me tonight out of the table, our world's gone crazy. Right? Our world's gone crazy. The young girl that we just heard in the news in the past couple of days, it was the people that ran the store she worked at. Who would ever think that, right? So that's what you got to keep in mind. Awareness, boundaries, and communication. Don't be afraid to keep telling somebody how you feel. Okay. So now when we talk about communication, I also want to talk about what you do if you do get attacked. How many people think you should yell help? How many of you have seen the video when somebody's being beaten, nobody helps? Right? So, in today's world, we have cameras with videos. And so, somebody attacks me, and I fight back. At what point do you think the camera got turned down? When I'm fighting back. So, who's the attacker in the video? Okay? So, when I'm attacking him because I'm defending myself, I'm going to yell things like, stop! I don't know this person. Please, somebody call the police. He's bothering me. You need to leave me alone. I don't know you. You need to narrate what you want people around you to know. You need to tell people around you what you want them to do for you. Okay? So it's very important to know that it's okay to be that vocal and yell and scream. What does a little kid do when it has a temper tantrum and it doesn't want to leave a store? It screams and yells the whole time it's being carried, right? Like I'm sure I was one of those kids. I've never been shy. Being carried out the grocery store, right? But that's what they do. They kick and scream and they tell you what they want and don't want in the moment. And that's what you need to be willing to do. Okay? So now we have that 3x5 card. On the side that says, how dare you touch? If you are a mother, write down, how dare you touch my child's mother? If you are a spouse, how dare you touch my husband's wife? How dare you touch my mother's child? And there's a reason I want you to say that to yourself. How many of you would fight to the death for that family member you're writing down on that card? No matter what was happening in front of you, you would fight for that person, right? And you wouldn't think twice. If somebody grabbed your kid, what would you do? You'd jump into action and not think about it. But what do we hear on the airplane? Save yourself first, right? So when somebody touches you, our normal human reaction is to get scared and freeze, and we don't know what to do. So if you prepare yourself with, how dare you? How dare you touch my child's mother? It changes everything in your mindset, everything. Okay, so I want you to have that on there. So whatever family member it is, you pick it, I don't care. Whatever works for you to make you angry, I want that on there. And I want you to carry this card around with you. Or put it on a mirror, or put it somewhere to remind you when you get ready for the day. I'm going to guess a lot of us in here do daily affirmations. I do. Put it with them. How dare you? And set your mindset for the day. Get yourself ready. Okay? I want you to carry that with you. Now, we're going to stand up and do a couple things. Who's ready? Y'all ready? Stand up. Whoever's willing to stand up. I'm not going to force anyone to stand. You're not going to hit each other. You're not going to hit each other. If you came here thinking you're going to hit somebody, I'm sorry. That's not allowed. Okay? The main thing you need to know is nobody ever has the right to touch you. Remember this. It doesn't matter if it's a spouse, a child, a parent. Nobody ever has the right to put a hand on you unless you want them to. Nobody. Okay? You should, my poor husband living with me. Whew. He's very careful sometimes when he approaches me. Make sure he knows I know he's coming. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, believe it or not, is we're going to learn to yell the word stop. Now listen, don't disappoint me. There's a group of moms at that pool. And Debbie wants him here next year. So we are going to rock this room loud enough that those women wish they were in here. Are you ready? It is the word stop. And I want you to think about somebody mean in front of you trying to take your kid, your family member, whatever it is. And you're going to yell the word stop as loud as you can. Are you ready? I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Stop! Amazing. Let's do it one more time. And I want you to think about what it feels like. And you did it like right from here, right? It's not from here, it's from here, right? 1, 2, 3. Stop! Give yourself a hand. Don't sit down yet. Don't sit down. Who thinks, without anything in their purse or back pocket, who thinks they have a tool on their body they can use to defend themselves? What do you got? Tell me what you got. Fingers? Ooh, pokes to the eyes, guys. People do not. Rings, if you're wearing a ring, although I don't always recommend women punch. We don't know how to do it properly. You'll break your fingers. Just saying. It takes a little, but rings are good. What else you got?
The heel of your hand.
Palm heels. Palm heels are great for women. You just extend out with your hand, palm heels. I got a pad out in the hallway if you want to try it later.
I got it.
You got a fan, you can poke somebody, you can roll up a newspaper or a magazine in your purse and hit somebody in the butt.
Car keys.
Car keys.
Back of your earrings.
Mm-hmm.
A pen.
A pen. How about your elbows? I don't recommend biting, that's gross. But I had those cute shoes on earlier with that heel. Right down their shins. Right? So I want you to think about this. You don't have to lift your foot really high. If you just do this, try that. Just lift your knee up a little bit and think about what scraping down that shin is like. Is that gross? Is somebody timing me? I'll go all night. Who's going to do this? You? Excellent.
You're done.
Okay. I'll go all night if you don't time me. Okay? So, what about elbows?
Yeah, that's good.
What way do you think you can use an elbow? Backwards? Forwards? Okay. I literally broke a truck window with my elbow once. Not my finest moment. If you want to know the whole story. I was a little angry in the moment. I don't recommend it. But we have tools on our body. Okay. Now, as you're standing here, here's something else I want you to think about. Hands up. Why do we put hands up?
Space, stop.
I don't have anything. Stop. I don't want to interact with you. Hey, whoa, whoa. What are you getting upset about? What's going on? Let's just talk about this. There's something else with your hands. This is my shield. Can I get hit in the face right now if my hands are up?
No.
No.
Can I get grabbed as easy if my hands are up?
No.
I'm ready to move,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Now the other things are we all standing square? Good, don't do that. Stand this way. Okay? I just took my center line away. You ladies know what your center line is? Who likes the movie with Sandra Bullock and she goes sing and she throws them around? That's real, by the way. It's real. Eyes, throat, solar plexus, groin, anything down the center line. That's where all of our organs and everything that hurt are. Okay? I want you to take 2 fingers. I want you to do that. Oh, it's gross. Push it in down. How's that feel? Every time I do it to the guys in class, they get so mad. But it works, right? Like, it's just enough. The whole point of a distraction when somebody's bothering you is so they can't think while you're doing something. They're so focused on you, when you do this, their mind has to stop and change for a minute. So yelling at them, poking them, slapping them in the ears, anything like that is awesome, okay? So we're gonna try something together, find a partner. It's gonna be simple, I promise. One of you is gonna reach straight out to the other and grab her wrist. Straight out, grab her wrist. Now the other one's gonna put her hand up, but she doesn't want to get hit in the face. And you're gonna do something very simple. Okay? Whatever hand they have grabbed, you're going to take that foot and step back, and you're going to put that thumb over your shoulder. It's going to be very simple like that. So you're hitchhiking. Nope, the one that's been grabbed. Put that thumb over your shoulder. So if your left hand is grabbed, your left thumb goes over your shoulder. Yes! Right there. You don't need, I can kick really high. Okay? I can kick really high, and I can punch really hard, and I can create a lot of things in 21 years of practice. How many years of practice have you all had? 30 seconds. You had like 2 minutes. Right? So, you can sit down now. Thank you for participating, though. That was awesome. I didn't know if everybody would stand up when I was saying. So I just want to wrap up with a little bit more of mindset. How long did I get? I forgot how long I get. 15 more minutes? Oh, I'm so excited. I can tell stories. So I'll tell you the truck story incident, actually, since I have a few extra minutes. But I'm going to tell you the truck story only because it proves that your elbow will break things. So when we do these self-defense classes, we let you break boards. Little secret, board breaking is my least favorite thing to do in Taekwondo. But we let you break boards because it shows you know how to break a bone. So my husband bought this truck and he bought it used. And when I went to pick it up, they gave me 1 key and a quarter of the tank of gas. And I don't know about you, but if I buy a truck from you, I think it should have a full tank of gas. And it should have 2 keys. Okay? So I take the truck and I go to work, and I get out of work, and I go into Subway, and my purse is in this truck, and my phone is in this truck, and I lock the door, and I come out, and the key won't unlock the truck. Yeah, I'm not very happy at this point. And by the way, I don't like the salesman to begin with. So this nice gentleman lets me use his calling card. My husband doesn't answer his phone. Now I'm really mad, and I'm Italian. I'm half Italian and half French, and they fight with each other all the time. Yeah. So I put the tailgate down on the truck. Now I have a leather coat on. Don't do this with a bare arm, it's glass. I had a leather coat on, and I got up in the back of the truck, and I slammed that window, and that window just shattered into shards. But I want you to think about the fact that if I can shatter a window with my elbow, this was early on, I didn't have all those years of training, What can you guys do with an elbow? Think of how much more it takes to break a window than a rib. Anybody ever had a broken or a cracked rib? It was horrible, right? I've been there twice. You can't breathe, you can't move, you can't sit up, you can't cough, you can't sneeze. Broken ribs, and they can't do anything for them. So what I learned early on when I first started was, if you could break a rib, that was half the battle. So when I learned that if you went down, if you accidentally went down with your partner, your knee landed on their ribs. Oops, sorry, but they can't get up, right? We didn't talk about knees and feet for weapons. You don't have to kick high for your feet to work, but let me give you a little piece of advice. Don't kick with your toes. Don't point like a dancer. You're gonna bend your toes back and kick with that little balled foot. And can I tell you, I'd walk through the world barefoot if I could. So that's what I want you guys to realize tonight. Self-defense isn't about learning to kick high, hit hard. I went to a seminar where we learned some self-defense, and they had me hit the biggest guy in the room in the stomach. And I hit him 3 times. And I can throw a pretty good punch after 21 years of practice. And he laughed at me all 3 times. Because he knew it was coming and he could prepare for it, right? The chances of somebody my size attacking me, I'm 5 foot tall. Who 5 foot tall is gonna attack me? It's gonna be a big guy, right? So I need all those little things. Poke to the eyes, go for the groin. Fingers, men hate their fingers pulled, just so you know. Sorry guys, I'm giving all your secrets away tonight. So the other thing I want to talk about, we're not gonna walk like this. We're not gonna walk like a victim. Do you guys know what a victim looks like?
Head down. Yeah.
I'm like, goodness, oh my God, is somebody following me? Is somebody watching me? Right? We're not gonna walk like that. I told somebody earlier, I may be small, I have a really big personality. And when I walk. And confidence, shoulders back, head up. Even if I am scared to death because I'm in the middle of someplace I probably shouldn't be alone, because we all go places. I had to go to Schenectady to do a presentation. Schenectady is not my favorite town. I walked out of that place alone, and I'm going to tell you, I felt like the tallest person on the street by the time I hit my car. Intentionally. Because are they going to pick me, or are they going to pick the person who looks scared walking up the street? They're going to look at me and go, oh, mess with her. She's going to scream and yell and kick. And you better believe I am. Right? So it's how we carry ourselves. Look people in the eye. Do not avoid eye contact. What scares a person more to confront you when you look them straight in the eye? Right? Look them straight in the eye. And then they go, oh, she's like staring at me. How many people? So doing human resources for a living, I do recruiting and interviewing. You can make a candidate really nervous if you just keep staring in their eyes. They'll tell you anything you want to know. I learned that early on. But it's the same thing. So if somebody's confronting me and my hands go up and I stare at them, yep, come on, let's go. What do you want? And they're gonna, it's not guaranteed they're gonna walk away, but chances are they're gonna back down, right? Chances are they're gonna go, yeah, I won't mess with this one. She's not my target. She's not the one I want. So walk confidently. Set your mindset ahead of time. Be ready. And I'm telling you, take that card, make it part of your daily affirmations. Oh God, we still have like a few minutes left. Oh my goodness. What do you guys want to know?
How high can you get?
What's that?
How high can you get?
Well, in these pants, not as high as normal. I can kick above my own head. I can kick above my own head. Yeah. Yeah, a little stretching, I can get up there. You guys get a little surprised sometimes. My favorite partner all the time, he was 230 pounds. His name was Mr. Nelson. And I learned how to work because, you remember Mr. Nelson? I had to work to fight Mr. Nelson because he gave me nothing. But he did me the biggest favor in the world because he gave me life. Right? What else? What do you guys want to know? What questions do you have that you wonder if it's true? Or you wonder if you should do it? Really? I got a really cool pad out back if you want to kick it later. Yes?
What if somebody grabs you from behind?
Great question. So she said, what if somebody grabs you from behind? So bear hugs. That is a common way for somebody to come at you. So right now, if I stand up straight and somebody grabs me, they can pick me up, okay? So the most important thing you can think about is dropping your center of gravity. Our center of gravity, our power center, is right here in our hips. The minute I feel somebody touch me, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna drop as low as I can possibly get my hips. They can't pick me up now, right? It looks almost like I'm sitting in a chair with no chair. No matter how hard they try, they can't pick you up from this position. So as weird as odd as that seems, drop as low as you can. Don't lay on the floor. Not gonna, you're just gonna drop your center of gravity down, and that's where you're gonna be. Very simple. Very simple. What else?
What about if they come into your home and, like, say you're in bed or whatever, and you have no clue? What do you do?
Yeah, there's a whole series of training for if somebody gets on top of you. Ground is very difficult. Try not to end up on the ground. Somebody comes in your home, you want to immediately jump up, look big, confront, right? Like, don't lay in bed scared. It would seem hard, it would seem weird, you're groggy. It's been happening around town, unfortunately. Please make sure all of your doors and windows are locked. I hate to say in our community we have to do that, but we do. The minute you see them, be up, be loud, be big, and let them know you're there and that you know they're there, right? Again, most women, if you're gonna actually be attacked, especially if the intent is for rape and they've come into your home, you probably already know that. It's probably not some random guy off the street. I'm not saying it never happens, it's less likely. But that's a great question. What else?
What if they grab it by the hair?
Grab you by the hair? So, good question. We should have our hands up, right? We're going to spin to knock their hands off of us. You might lose some hair. It'll grow back. I've had my hair pulled out a few times in Taekwondo class. The guys are brutal sometimes. Christmas is coming. We talked about not starting and unlocking our car from 100 yards away. What about your packages? Are your packages and your presents more important than your life? No. Okay? You go out that door, you get to your car, drop them. Let them go. They don't matter. Your life matters. Purses, let it go. Coat, they grab the back of a coat, unzip it, let the coat go. They said something once, what about if it's in the middle of summer? I go, take your shirt off and run down the block. Don't you think people are going to notice? If I'm running down the street with no shirt on, people are going to notice. They're going to want to know what's going on. You might get more attention that way. Right? But seriously, think of those things. There was a gentleman in our area, and luckily I think he's back in jail, but he would go to the grocery stores and just wander behind women in the grocery store. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to talk about that communication. You're going to tell them to leave me alone. Please do not be one of those women who gets scared and walks the other way and waits for him to follow her. Confront him. Don't worry about being rude. Confront him. Yes, you should tell the store what's going on, but please understand they are not trained to protect you. They're just doing their jobs every day. And their jobs are hard enough with all of us going in cranky at 5 o'clock after work, right? Dial 911. I'm going to tell you that a policeman who shows up to a false alarm is going to be happier you called than if you didn't. We all have this view of police in the world. They are good people trying to serve our community and keep us safe.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
So please, if you get in those situations, confront, call 911, do those things. Do not let it play out any further than that. Yes?
What about mace? Is that good?
Great question. Actually, somebody mentioned mace earlier. Here's the thing. If you are not properly trained in mace, it can turn against you. You have to aim it a certain way, you have to know how to use it, and it could end up debilitating you instead of your attacker. If you want to learn to use a weapon or a mace, please get trained. It's not whether I'm not anti or pro, I'm just pro-education. Please get trained. That's a great question. That was one of the first things that happened to me. I got followed to my car when I worked at the bank, and somebody said, just go get some mace. And I had it, and I'm like, but what do I do with it?
Yeah.
Because I bought it, and they didn't tell me what to do with it. So it sat in my purse. And technically in New York State, certain types of mace are illegal. So So please make sure that as well. And so what I'll, just in final, because I only got a couple minutes, the other thing you need to understand is when you first get away from somebody, you're within your legal rights. If you take them down and you then beat the crap out of them, not saying I wouldn't do it, you become the attacker and you become liable for the situation. So you need to judge in the moment how far you're willing to take it. Okay? We love doing ladies self-defense. If you guys have questions, if you want to hit or kick my cute little red pad out there, I'll show you how. Thank you again so much, ladies.
Just go over with the
ABC. Write that down. It was awareness, boundaries, communicate, and the D was for defend. Thank you, ladies. Have a great night.